Hi there, my name is Kristen Watson, and today I'm going to present to you the 5-year financial plan for the years 2016 to 2020. Some of the budget assumptions included in this financial plan are that municipalities in BC are required to adopt a budget that covers a 5-year period. The plan is developed for the current year, and future year expenses are increased by an inflation factor of 1.5%. The municipality plans to maintain or increase its contributions to surplus and reserve accounts. And lastly, the tax revenue received as a result of growth in the community will be used to fund demand for increased services. For 2016, the preliminary assessment roll indicates an average increase to property values of 5.28%. New construction and subdivisions have added about $37 million to the tax roll this year, which will result in approximately $96,000 new dollars that will be received as a result of this growth. Permissive tax exemptions were granted to several service organizations in the community this year. The value of these exemptions is estimated at about $44,000 and will cost each property owner on average about $19,000. New this year, the bylaw is enforced for 4 years, meaning applicants won't have to undergo an extensive reapplication process each year. Instead, they will simply need to write a letter to the municipality asserting that they remain eligible for the exemption in each of the following 3 years. Additionally, the bylaw requires that the value of any residential dwellings on the property be disclosed and are not eligible for exemption. This year, the added cost of operations, plus the added cost of capital, plus the added cost of net contributions to reserve and surplus funds, indicate the need for an effective tax increase of 2.67%. I will now take the opportunity to talk about the planned expenditures for the municipality for 2016. Total planned operations expenses are about $5 million, which is an increase of about 2.2% overall from last year. New for 2016, let's start with the Parks Department. As the Parks Department has evolved into a fully operational department, Council is considering cancelling the Parks parcel tax and instead funding Parks operations through regular property tax based on assessed value. To ensure the Community Parks Reserve Fund continues to have a source of additional revenue each year, Council has directed that all unspent Parks budget funds, if any, be contributed to the Community Parks Reserve Fund at the end of each year. The purpose of this reserve fund is to provide money for parks acquisition and maintenance. In 2016, the municipality plans to undertake a parks master plan. The estimated cost of this project is $65,000 and it will be paid for using Community Parks Reserve funds. New budget items included in the parks budget this year are a $10,000 estimate to undertake a structural review of the seawalk at Cape Roger Curtis and a $5,000 estimate to remove dangerous debris that may wash up on our shores, such as that resulting from abandoned vessels or docks. Capital projects planned for Sandy Beach this year include the decommission of the failing pit toilet, and a new one will be constructed in an alternate location. Improvements planned for the boat and kayak access include the construction of boat racks. The total cost of proposed Sandy Beach improvements this year is $40,000. Another pit toilet will be constructed at Pebble Beach at Cape Roger Curtis at a cost of $20,000. Funding for this will come from a contribution that was received by the municipality in 2014. It was meant to improve the public's access to the sea at Cape Roger Curtis and other locations. Some of these funds may also be used to improve access at Tunstall Bay Beach, and it's currently under review by the Parks, Trails and Greenways Committee, and for now it's been provisionally included in the 2016 budget. Other projects planned for 2016 include some trail improvements as well as an upgrade to the Bix Field. New communications initiatives included in the 2016 budget include an allocation of $5,000 to be used by the communications team for website redesign or other initiatives, as well as an increase of 0.25 full-time equivalency in order to assist the group with its outreach work. As part of the ongoing technology renewal program, the municipality intends to replace $27,000 worth of computer hardware this year. Additionally, the aging phone system will be replaced at a cost of $12,000. Both of these equipment replacements will be funded by the Capital Renewal and Replacement Fund. New for garbage pickup this year, the municipality plans to scrap the garbage decal system. As a means to streamline the collection of user fees, charges will now be collected on the property tax notice. This will entitle each property owner to put out one can. Tags for second cans or extra bags will still be required. 2 vehicles are scheduled for replacement this year. A 5-ton snowplow is due to be replaced, as is a 3/4-ton pickup truck. The current trucks will be sold at auction, with proceeds of sale deposited to the municipality's equipment reserve fund. The replacement snowplow will be paid for with a 5-year loan, and the 3/4-ton pickup is to be paid for through the equipment reserve fund. The Public Works Department has requested some equipment for public safety reasons. These include the acquisition of a portable lamp standard and a flat deck which could act as a temporary bridge in the event of a road or culvert failure. The municipality intends to paint the library this year, in keeping with the strategic priority of Snug Cove improvement. The estimated cost is $25,000 and will be paid for with funding coming from the Snug Cove Improvement Fund. Other new budget items include an addition to the Public Works budget of $5,000 intended to maintain the newly painted crosswalks and lane markings. Work will continue on the asset management plan this year as well. The paving work to be undertaken in 2016 includes repaving of Grafton Road from the Fire Hall to Harding Road at a cost of $106,000. As well, Adams Road will be repaved from Buchanan to Sunset at an estimated cost of $124,000. Parts of Eagle Cliff Road and Hood Point Road will be seal coated this year at a cost of about $110,000. As a means to improve public safety along Taylor Road, some rock scaling work will be undertaken on the cliff face at an estimated cost of $50,000. Some planned improvements also to be undertaken include a works on Carter Road Bridge, costing approximately $10,000, and new culverts and guardrails will be installed at various locations throughout the island. All of these road improvements will be paid for from the Infrastructure Reserve Fund. An interesting project for Public Works this year is the sewer main construction along Miller Road. The project has been included in the municipal budget for a total cost of $666,000. In order to complete their development, Snug Cove House Society requires a sewer connection at a cost of about $400,000. For an added $266,000, the project could be expanded to include service to municipal lands Lot 2, Lot 3, and the homes along Miller Road. Council supports this expanded project and as such has directed staff to include it in the budget this year. Funding will come from a combination of external grants, municipal reserves, and the contribution from Snug Cove House. $187,000 has been budgeted for expansion of the Public Works yard site. The intent is to clear additional space and construct a new septic field. Funding for this work is planned to come from the Capital and Stabilization Fund. At the bird site, there are plans to build a new tent structure at a cost of $20,000. This building will be used to store the bundled materials to protect them from the elements until they're transported to town. Funds for this project will come from the Reserve for Recycling Initiatives. If the municipality is to go forward with construction of a replacement fire hall, it will require a referendum to approve any borrowed money. $15,000 has been included in this year's budget to fund the cost of holding a referendum. On the work plan for the fire department this year is to draft a policy to define the level of service that will be provided to our community. In order to ensure that the volunteer firefighters are adequately trained to provide the level of service chosen by council, the training budget has been maintained at $20,000 this year. $31,400 has been set aside to fund the cost of firefighter turnout gear and small tools and equipment and fire hoses. Funding for this equipment replacement comes from the Fire Equipment Replacement Reserve. The 2016 budget includes funding for a replacement fire hall. While the budget for this new project is still under development, it is expected that it will require up to $2 million in new debt. Estimated annual cost to borrow approximately $2 million is $42 per year per household. $250,000 has been included in 2016 to fund the costs of pre-design and site analysis for the Bowen Island Community Center project. The bulk of the project is included in Year 2 of the financial plan. The work undertaken by the committee to date suggests that if the municipality built a facility of approximately $3.5 million, using $1 million in reserve and $2.5 million in new debt, that the principal and interest payments on the construction loan would be roughly equal to the current rents paid by the municipality at all of the locations throughout the community, including Municipal Hall, the rec center, and the fitness studio. The cost to operate a community center will be reviewed by the committee this year. Funding for a Cove Bay Water DAF, a dissolved air flotation water treatment plant, is included in the 5-year financial plan starting in 2017. The total project cost is estimated at $7.5 million. The funding structure assumed in the plan is that 2/3 of project costs will be paid for by the federal and provincial governments, and the municipality will contribute 1/3 of the cost. The municipal contribution would come from $1 million in cash and $1.5 million in new debt. The cost for each Cove Bay household to carry this debt is estimated at approximately $100 per year. High-level engineering estimates suggest the cost to operate such a plant could be as much as $250,000 per year. The municipality will look for new alternatives this year to a DAF plant. A look at the utility rates charged across all water districts on the island. The Bowen Island Public Library has budgeted to spend $25,000 on new library books and IT equipment this year. A look at the planned withdrawals from reserve funds if all projects as included in the budget are undertaken this year. And a look at the contributions to reserve funds that will be made in 2016. This graph depicts an estimate of the reserve and surplus fund balances at the end of the 5-year period. It is expected that reserves and surplus balances will grow from approximately $5.5 million at the end of 2015 to $7.8 million at the end of 2020. And so ends my presentation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them on the Place Speak discussion board, or email me, or give me a call at Municipal Hall. Thank you.